Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. We're back again. It's another month, October, the Woolpatch Show. I'm Stuart, and I am the owner of the Woolpatch. You already know that, but if you don't, it's a lovely little yarn shop in Long Melford, Suffolk, UK. And I'm here presenting the Woolpatch Show in the YouTube chat. As you know, producer Fizz is there, keeping you all together if you're chatting live as you watch. And as always, she drops links in as we progress through the show and keeps the chat going and keeps speaking to me in my ear with the schedule. It's a long one because so many things. The gallery is back. Yes, I knew that would be the case. Not only, well, you haven't let me down with tagging, but I think it's because it's winter again. Well, autumn, isn't it? Everything goes quiet over the summer. And as I know, many of the customers stop knitting, but you're all cranking it out now. So many of you coming back, which is lovely to see. So a gallery there. So we've got a 7-page schedule and lots of other things because it's a special birthday show too. Let's get the good old menu up there so you can see what's coming up in the hour. It's basically two main topics this hour. You know, we have our guest of the year at 15:15, the gallery at past, and our news section now at 8:45. But in between that, the two main half hours are going to be this wonderful new charity special edition yarn from the West Yorkshire Spinners for the first half. And then the second half, we're going to have the reveal of the shop as we celebrate 7 years and as we now start the direction of just being a wool yarn shop rather than a yarn fabric haberdashery, which is what I used to say all the time. So that's the 2 half hours. But this is the exciting bit. Throughout the hour, to celebrate having the 7th year of the shop, we're going to have 7 prizes to give away. But what's going to be even more exciting is I don't know when they're going to occur. Fizz has got controls of the computer. I know, all the way over in America. Can you believe that? And with the wonders of technology, she is going to choose when those 7 sort of prizes to give away will occur. And I will know, and you will know, because something will pop up on our screen. And if technology is working, she's probably going to press it now, and a nice little surprise thing will pop up. So we'll trial it. We'll see if it's working. Off you go, Fizz. And then hopefully we'll see. And the idea is that over the course of the hour, there it is. You'll see that. We then stop everything and we go to the envelopes, the prizes, and we have a prize giveaway. But we're not just going to give away a prize. You have got to sort of earn it. So there will be a question. And we've designed the questions for YouTube livers to do and actually write in the comments. But there is also one of the prizes for people who are watching on catch up. So they can write their answer in the comments below over the next couple of days. But mainly, the prizes are for you people watching live because you keep coming back every month. And also, we've tried to do it where we try and make the prizes easier for everyone too. So we've got some UK prizes where we give them out and I'll send them in the post. We've also got some Ravelry pattern online prizes where I can gift them to you. So if you're on Ravelry or you've got an email, I can still send it to you. So you might want to partake in that prize, whichever one that is. There's also a US prize for you folk in America. Fizz has kindly got together and is going to post out a prize to you all. So when that one comes up, that's kind of for the US watchers. And I suppose that there's only a few of you, then the more chance you've got winning. So stand by your keyboard, because most of them are questions where you're going to have to type away. So that's the hour. So whenever you see that pink box appear, we stop whatever we're doing and we give you a chance to win a prize. Right, let's have a quick look at because it's a bit more of a slower pace show. Let's have a look at the chat and see. Raylene, I'm wearing woolies. Let's move that down there now. And Sue also wearing knitted socks. It did turn today, even though it was very sunny. I was out in the garden cutting the grass, hopefully for the last time. I think you have your heating turned up too high. I've got the jumper on as well, so I'm going to sweat away. Margaret, looking forward to the gallery. There are 20 items in the gallery. It's a brilliant selection as well. James, hello from Scotland. I was so lucky to meet James and actually Bob too. Where's Bob? I saw him earlier. Yes, Bob. There we go. That's Bob. So many visiting, and Cabin Boy Knit, but so that's Christopher and Jamie. But yes, so I felt very international last week because they were all down for Shetland Wool Week and then Massam Festival and then Knitting and Stitch Show. And they also kindly took time out to come over to the East and say hello. So I feel very privileged. Wonderful to meet you. But James has gone back up to Scotland, and I've seen, if you go onto his Instagram, seen many a castle, and I saw this amazing wool shop that you posted about, only just opened, was it about a week ago or something? It looked really nice, so I saw that. What else? The Royal Mail has become my friend. Hey, Susan. Good to see you. Right, so let's start the show then, shall we? And let's talk about this really special yarn that's come out. And it will be a nice chat, a slow-paced chat about this, because I think it touches many people, certainly here at the shop with my Knit and Natters too. So let's take a look at Future Dreams from the West Yorkshire Spinners. Yes, we needed a colour change for it. Absolutely right. So let's go to all pink cerises and pops of lime into the Future Dreams. Let's go to the box here, the lighting box where the yarn's in. It looks a bit duller there, actually. It is certainly brighter. Let's hold it up. Oh, which way do I go? This way. Here it is. Do I go that way there? West Yorkshire Spinners Future Dreams for those touched by breast cancer. It is part, and I've got to pop it there and leave that there for you all. It is part of their Colour Lab range. And if you've used Colour Lab before, you'll know that Colour Lab is a very bright, bold colour collection anyway, but it is a double knit, and as you can see on the product information there, it's 100% British wool. So that's great if you like wool, but what's good about Colour Lab as well is that it's washable too, so you can put it in the washing machine at 40 degrees. But it's classic double knit, so we've got 4mm there, US 6, UK 8. 225 meters on the ball. It's a 100-gram ball. And it is classic double knit weight. I have shown this yarn, the Colour Lab yarn, on my vlog several times. You go back, I think, to summer last year when Irene knitted this lovely bright orange one that I called my Pride Jumper, and it had the Technicolor yoke. It is a beautiful yarn. It wears so well. And the beauty of this special limited edition is that it fits in with the colours anyway in Colour Lab. So Colour Lab does have that, if I get my finger there, it does have several greens in there, but it does have the cerise and like a coral in the range. So if and when, if you wanted to make something else with it, it would combine and go together. Now, let's just move those out of the way. And so there you go. You can kind of see it knitted up. And we're going to come on to that bit in a little while after the Guess the Year, which is coming up in a little while, because that's part of it. But this here, as you can see, it's the lime, and I've got the lime on the border of my camera here. And then, as I say, you can see the coral. But every ball that's sold, £1 will go to the Future Dreams charity. And I've got some bits of paper here that I just want to get out so we can talk and get it right. So I can try and give you a bit of background about it. As I said, it's very topical because over the 7 years that I've been at the shop, I know many of the ladies that come to... Ooh! Prize time. Prize time. Right. Stand by your keyboards, everyone. Prize number 1. Right. I should add a little... let's come back. I should have had a sound effect. Like a woo, woo, woo klaxon. Right, prize number 1. This is a UK prize. So for any of you in the UK, if you're in the UK, I'll send some yarn out to you. And I've got some lovely yarn here. Any of you heard of Posh Yarns? Go look at their website. I have got some glorious lace for you in bright. I just talked about orange. Look at this. Look at that. Let's put it. Can I do that? I can do 2 fingers. Look at that. I know that's the wrong thing, but so UK prize, and I'll send it out to whoever puts it in the chat. If do you know, there may not be anyone in the UK watching. Oh no, we've got Margaret and we've got Sue, haven't we? And Lois. So you can see it's like the fastest finger on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Right. So to claim this prize, you have to answer a question. Okay. And you've just got to type it in the chat. And whoever appears on the chat first wins. Now, I'll just put a little disclaimer on there. It's on Fizz's chat, okay? Because the world may be slightly seconds out, so it might appear that Sue or whoever appears, actually James is in the UK. You can go for it if you want. So it's whoever appears, and I think Fizz might even shout in my ear. Will you, Fizz? Oh, Wendy's. Oh, and Wendy's from Brum. Look. Oh, look, and Mrs. Beatty. Oh, hello. Hi from Hearts. Let's move that over there. And hey, Wendy. All right. So extra people to, if you want the yarn, that is. But you can always gift it to someone else, can't you? Right. Stand by your keyboard. Fingers ready. Right. To win this prize, you need to type the answer to this question. What? It's a difficult one. What is the name of the blue yarn the Woolpatch is famous for? Should add a little. Never thought about that, Fizz. We could have put some like tension music underneath. That would have made it a bit more dramatic. Right, so type it in. First one on Fizz's chat for the giveaway. And I've got 3 hanks of this beautiful lace. It's 100% alpaca. What is the name of the blue yarn the Woolpatch is famous for? Fizz has just told me. Dawn, it's yours. First one to type it in. You've won. 3 hanks. 100% baby alpaca. 800 metres each. You've got 2,400 metres there. Worth 50 odd quid. Prize is yours. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming. Right, there we go. Fish, you've got all that. Well done, Dawn. Let's move back to pink, shall we? There we go. There. So let's talk about this, what we were saying. So let me get me other notes for that. Let's chuck prize one over there. So Future Dreams is a charity that works for people with breast cancer, and they're not based in a hospital or anything. They've got this nice area in London where people can go, and they've got a great website where you can find all about them and what they offer, and the classes they offer and the workshops they offer. And I know there are many all around the UK. This one in particular is close to West Yorkshire Spinners because I had a chat with lovely Danielle from West Yorkshire Spinners, who was kind of behind it all. I should have got her on here, really. That would have been even easier, because then she could have told the story. And I'm just scribbling with my notes here. It all started, they have a yarn therapy group, because there was an oncologist at the hospital who took up knitting. And she then approached West Yorkshire Spinners. West Yorkshire Spinners sponsored them and sent them some yarn, and they were just amazed at Future Dreams on how many people took comfort in knitting whilst they were at Future Dreams going through the breast cancer, whether that was at the time going through surgery or years later, because I know some people have had it years ago and they have a checkup every so often. Pardon my ignorance, you might be able to tell us more in the chat if you know more about this, but you come back and have rechecks. But some people have been coming back and getting involved with the charity too. But they were just blown away with how many people took solace in the knitting whilst they were there with the support group. And the support group that's doing the knitting has just grown and grown and grown. So then they had chats about doing a fundraiser about 6 months ago. And they approached West Yorkshire Spinners again. And rather than say, well, we'll give you more yarn, they've all did their creative things as they do. And they said, well, let's spin you a colourway. How lovely is that? And then this is the idea. They've spun the colourway. And as I said, it's not just a normal colourway. It's not like a muted palette. It's a bright and bold colourway. And as one of the what's this one here? A quote they said, the idea of flowers. You know, the bright, beautiful flowers, and the quote was, "Where flowers bloom, so does hope," and that's lovely. It just rings home about the whole thing, doesn't it? And this is it. You know, the bright pops of the green, the leaf, the lime, and then the flowers. So it's bold, it's beautiful, it packs a punch. And so there was, I suppose, that idea of the Future Dreams yarn being born. And every ball that's sold, £1 goes to charity. So the more you buy from me, the more I buy from West Yorkshire Spinners, then the more money is made. But it's not just that, and it's just coming up to 15:15, so we'll go into Guess the Year. There's a little bit more, and this is where you might want to get involved too. But let's just have a break. Let's get our thinking caps on for a bit of fun. Guess the Year. I'm going to show you a picture. You look at the picture and you've got to guess the year. If you're sat at home, not near the computer, don't worry, just shout it out. If you're sat at home with the whole family, have an argument with, oh no, that's way too early. And if you're in the chat, write it down in the comments, and we have a minute and we'll see how many years we can get through and who is the closest. So here we go, guess the year. Have a look at this picture. Look at them. They're riding sheep. I used to, my uncle had sheep when I was younger, and we used to throw dried sheep droppings at my cousins and have fights, but we never used to ride them. Right, come on, put in the chat, what year do you think this is? There's a clue there, 19 something. Are you looking at the clothes? Margaret, 1958. Wendy says 1963. Susan, 1962. 1969. James, 1959. Lois, 1961. Oh, we're all in a certain ballpark. 1968. Bob is going for 1952. Did any of you ride sheep when you were younger? I mean, they're proper pelting too, aren't they? 1955, 1964. Oh no, it's a clue, James. It's a clue. I put question marks. 19 something something. So, and Dawn says 1947. Rosemary, hey Rosemary, 1974. But they are proper pelting. They look how fast they're going. That front sheep looks like doing a proper gallop. Delightful photo, wonderfully captured there. You can see the credit, John Drysdale. I found this picture from Campaign for Wool, because it's Wool Month this month, and we've got more to talk about that in the news at 8:45. But anyway, Raylene says 1956. James, 1950. Another James says, yeah, he hasn't got his glasses on. Oh dear. Right, here we go. The answer is 1969. And James, you didn't have your glasses on, but you got it. Valerie, you were 1 year out. Classic Ken Bruce there, 1 year out. There we go. Wonderful. Always nice to have a bit of fun, isn't it? 1969. Right, let's go back to the future dreams yarn that we were talking about and have that there. And let's go. Oh, my menu's come up as well. I've got so many buttons to press. Getting carried away. Prize time. Klaxon. Woo, 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 woo. Prize 2. Prize 2. Oh, let's go back to me. Prize 2. Prize 2. Okay, this is a pattern prize. If you're on Ravelry, I can send you a gift of a pattern. But actually, Ravelry allows you to send the pattern via email. So actually, this is anyone that actually has an email. So it's not just Ravelry users. But if you are a Ravelry user, yep, it's for you. But as I say, if you're not, don't worry. You can still compete if you've got an email, because this in Ravelry, I can choose a pattern and then I can send it as a gift. So I'm paying for it. It's not a dodgy thing where we're sharing patterns. I will pay for it. The pattern designer then gets something too, and you get a free pattern on us because you're here watching every month. So stand by your fingers. Oh, Sue, Sue's liking this. You want a pattern? And actually, I will do it because I know some of you have like patterns in your wish list. You think, oh, I'll buy that, but not just yet. You can choose what pattern you like rather than me sending you just a random one. You can choose it. So a pattern, okay, from Ravelry. Ravelry users, or if you've got an email, you can DM me later if you happen to win and you're not on Ravelry. Okay, stand by the question. Stand by your fingertips. Fingers at the keyboard ready, or on your iPad. I think many of you watch it from the iPad, don't you, as well? Okay, question is, remember, it's the first in the comments. First one that Fizz sees, so get ready for typing and pressing enter. Here's your question. You want that? What is the name of the pattern designer who lives in the village that creates crochet and knitwear for me? Topical question to fit the pattern. What is the name of the pattern designer who lives in the village that creates crochet and knitwear for me? Come on, fastest finger wins. I'm watching the comments. Watching the comments. Who comes up first, Fizz? Bob! You got it. Colin. Yes, it is indeed Colin. I think by now you're starting to realise that the questions are kind of designated about the shop because we're celebrating 7 years. Susan, you're not far off. James does do some stuff. Well, both James do, actually. James Herbison here. And then other James does beautiful shawls, which you'll see in the gallery in a minute. Oh, oh, Sue. Oh, not fastest finger, but I like that name. Couture Colin. Oh, do you know, Fizz, that almost deserves an extra prize, doesn't it? Oh, and, oh, yes, I'm loving this. Irene, she does knit. Yeah, but she's not pattern design, but she does knit. Oh, I'm loving how you lot remember as well. But yes, well done, Bob. It is indeed Colin. Right, let's move on. So let's go back to, where were we? We were this. We were this one. Okay, right. So what they are also doing, the West Yorkshire Spinners, is a bit like what we did here in the UK at the Tower? London Tower, there we go, with the poppies. And they created they call it an installation, and the poppies, all came down. And then I think over the next year, lots of local churches did their own thing. I know our church, Sudbury, had a thing for knitted or crochet poppies, and they were making their own installation. Well, it's kind of what's going to happen here. With every ball you buy, you can get one of these from the shop, which tells you all about it. If I can get it right there. Oh, see, look, my phone's working well. Where you make the flowers, and then what they're going to do is you send them to the I don't think it's West Yorkshire Spinners. There's an address on there anyway. And you send it to them, and they're going to create a wonderful flower installation for March, spring next year. So it's a nice little ongoing project. Now, don't worry about the pattern, because it also is on the ball band. Look. And you could do a crochet flower. Or, where is it? There. Oh, my bearings are gone. There. Or a knitted flower, all on the ball band. You can also get it free off my site. I've uploaded the PDF version. No doubt Fizz has already dropped the link in. Look at that. You just can't get any better than that, can you? It's all there already. So you can download the paper, the electronic copy of the pattern. But the idea is to make either a crochet flower. Look at that. I did that. I've actually did something. Did that in the shop this week. And yes, who was it? Miss BD, Irene did this for me. The flower. Now, we've done 2 flowers, just so you get an idea of it, because actually, Irene did, this is the first flower, but actually Irene said it was a bit too tight, and she didn't think you could see the flower very well, because it's basically stocking stitch, and you know what stocking stitch is like, it rolls, but it's purposely supposed to roll, because that's part of the design, and there's a beautiful twist in there. But she was like, oh, I can't see the flower, so she just did an extra row of stocking stitch before it rolled, so it is a bit bigger But that's the beauty of it. It's such an easy pattern. You can make it yourself and adapt it yourself. The crochet one, I'm quite a loose crocheter, so that came out much bigger. But there is a tutorial on the West Yorkshire Spinners website, 2 really easy YouTube tutorials which you can follow. The crochet one is really simple. It's like 100 odd chains, and then you do lots of open chains coming back for row 2, and then loads of trebles. And I think you can see, I'm just going to come off mic. There. It's row 2 is lots of chains, so you get like your granny square bridges, and then you do the 10 trebles in each bridge. And the 10 trebles then make the petals. So you've then got a massive line of trebles in 10s, and then you just twirl it round, twist, and then sew it together. And the flower one is very, very similar, with casting on and then knitting, but this really clever twist as you go. It's really pretty. It takes from one ball, we've got 3, and there's still room for others. I reckon you could just do flowers, but if you're knitting with this, making something, you might have stuff left. You can do that. But it's one of those things that can be. Let's go back to that. That could just be an ongoing project that. When you're finished doing one big project, I just knock out a crochet flower. But it goes on till March. So I know we're going to be doing it at the shop as and when projects finish. Some of the ladies at Knit and Natter are going to be doing it as and when in between projects. Or, when you've had a Sunday night after here and you're like, I don't want to do a heavy pattern. I don't want to do much thinking. I'm just going to knock out a crochet flower because it's 3 rounds, boom, done, sew it up. So if that tickles your fancy, if it's close to your heart in any way, then you might think, do you know what? I'll just have a ball of that, and then I'll just knock them out as and when. I have got them in the shop already. I think I've got about 8 balls left. I've got more coming in. So actually, if it then says out of stock, don't worry. I'm getting in more in next week. So that's no problems. And if not, you can go to, where's my window gone? Oh, there we go. You can go to your local yarn shop, or you could even go to the West Yorkshire Spinners, I think, and buy it from the West Yorkshire Spinners. But as I say, it's better when you go to your local yarn shop, which may be me. So there we are. Look at that. 1:30. That's done. We've got the gallery. So let's just take a breather. Slow pace down. I know you're all excited from all those prizes, and just welcome back the gallery, because many of you have loved it, and you were kind of disappointed when it didn't sort of carry on over June, July, and August. But as I said, many people literally stop. So it's good to have it back, and we've worked through the issues of Instagram. Just use the @Woolpatch, and you could do it in your description if you post a picture. You could do it in the actual picture and tag on the picture, or as I think it was when you see it, Mrs. E Ravelry, she just put it in the comments. So you don't have to ruin your description if you don't want to. You can just put it in the comments @Woolpatch, and then I get notified. So it's even better. And then with the wonders of Instagram, I can then just go and press save to a folder that's gallery. So it's even easier than the hashtag, actually. So it's good to see it. And we're getting to that point where we're knitting in the evenings. It's dark already. The clocks change here in the UK in a couple of weeks at the end of the month. So you get home, 5 o'clock. What else is there to do other than knit, crochet or sew? So take a look at these wonderful makes in our October's gallery. How good was that? And that's the chance where I have a little break and I go through my schedule. And I was just happily chatting away with Fizz, going, I can't hear you. What are you doing? And then I was like, oh, shh. Fizz is working. She's doing all the links. Oh, prize time. Prize time. Right, where's my envelopes? Right. Fizz, remember I've got to come back to talk about the gallery because I'll forget. Right. Oh, where have they gone? Where are all the prizes? Prize 3. Prize 3. Right, here we go, everyone. This is a website prize from the Woolpatch, as it says perfectly there. How about a Woolpatch prize? So this is handy if you're not near the shop, but you want to buy something, so you can go onto the website. So what this will be a coupon or a voucher to use this month, and you can put it in your basket, and I reckon it will be free shipping. So if you wanted to and you're abroad, you could take advantage of that. I'll let you do that. But if also there might be something like 20% off. What I'll do is I'll email. Obviously can't tell you what the coupon is because many people might start using it. So whoever wins, I shall either write a comment, or hopefully I've got your email, or I'll write you a comment after the show's finished that's down below under the description. And then you can email the shop with your email. That's right. And then I can chat to you via email. That's what I'm trying to say. Right. So yes, this is a website for the shop. So as I say, it could be free shipping and 20% or whatever. We'll wait and see. Okay. So again, if you want to enter, get your fingers ready. Fastest fingers. You're going to type the answer into the comments. And as I say, it's to thank you for coming back month in, month out to join in with the show. Many of you are. There are so many badges as well. Woolpatch badges. Have you spotted the badges? We've got blue badges. We've got brown badges. We've got red badges. It's wonderful. So thank you for being Woolpatch shop supporters. That's because they have subscribed and contribute a month. It's wonderful. Right, question. So for the Woolpatch website prize, so you can order from my site and get free shipping or 20% off or both. Question. Name any other YouTube show that I do other than the monthly Woolpatch show. Got it? Name any other YouTube show I do other than the monthly Woolpatch show. This is going to be a test, isn't it? Because some people may only watch the Woolpatch show. Some people only may watch the other show that I do with Carol, maybe. Right, we've got answers coming in. Fizz, who was first on your screen? She's first on yours. Sue, Tube Dudes absolutely is. Indeed, you're first up. Well done. You can access the website and have a voucher and a coupon code. But as we look through, Wendy, all sewn up, definitely. Sally Telly, very much so, Speedy. Susan, absolutely. Sally Telly. I quite like Shelly Telly, though. Isn't that like seashells on the seashore? Look, they're all coming in. See, you all know. Yeah, Bob, that Stitching reality show. Yeah, that's, as Lois says, Sewing Bee Unpicked. And, oh, brilliant. Oh, Strictly Dresses. Yes. We can't do that this year, sadly, because Ting's a bit frazzled. I think he's thrown his slipper too many times. You're very welcome, Sue. Very welcome. Thanks for joining in the fun with it all. So that's prize 3. Right. Where am I going now, Fizz? Oh, yes, I was going to keep talking about the gallery. Yeah, so we're not going on to that just yet. The shop. I pressed that button too quickly. The gallery. Yes. Amazing. Did you see James's lavender blue shawl? He popped into the shop and showed it to me a couple of weeks ago. Phenomenal. That photo doesn't do it justice, really, because you need to see it open and just almost like with the light behind it, so you can see the exquisite lacework. But so many wonderful makes there from all over the globe, and it's great to see you all making again. James, here it is. Look at this. I might just do this as well. Can I do this? And let's get rid of that because we don't want to see that. And then look at that stitch work. There we go. Is that how you wear them? I'm not very good with these things like that. If you've got a big coat, yeah. Or do you have it down a bit? Look at the work behind it. Amazing. To have that gifted to me when James came down, as I say, it was lovely having them all visit. As I say, I felt very international, so it was lovely, James, to have you stay and to show you Lavenham. I took him around to see all the crooked houses as Richard and Christopher and Jamie from Cabin Boy Knits and Bob and Brady. Though Bob, we didn't get to go anywhere, did we? Because I know you were passing through quite quick, so we had time to have cake and sandwich from next door. But yeah, stunning work from the gallery. It's always nice to see. If you were inspired by any of those makes, you can, I think Fizz dropped them all when she was doing it, but you can go to the woolpatch.com/gallery and all the information is there. I've taken everyone's blurb from their Instagram post or from people who've DM'd me like Rosemary did and popped it on there. And you've been so brilliant. You write down what yarn you use, you write down what pattern it is, what the designer is. So you can't help not to be inspired and then to go and find it and do it yourself. Raylene did the ranunculus. Now, we all chat and giggle about the ranunculus because it's always in the hot right now charts. Oh, Fizz, I wonder if it's in this week's chart. We will find out very soon. But lovely to see the ranunculus there. That was knitted in a cotton that Raylene got from a shop. Beautiful cotton with kind of recycled acrylic in it as well from the island in the Atlantic. So it's great. All right. Anyway, I'm chatting on. You've all been waiting far too long to see the shop changes. I think it's quite dramatic. You'll probably go, "Oh, really? Is that all it is?" But for me, it's a fair investment. The builders were in for a day, putting up slat walls on several places, and then getting the stock up on the shelves too. But I feel so happy in it. I always did feel happy in it anyway, but you know, when it's just elevated it, and you can see all the yarn there, and you can focus on the yarn, and you could really specialize. So let's have a look. What I found, which you're going to love, is I thought, first of all, let's show you the old shop. Let's just remind you the old shop. This was a couple of years ago. Hasn't changed much other than a bit of lick of paint, but let's have a look at this. You can have a giggle as well because of me. I've got long hair, but here we go. Look. Now, you walked through the door and you had the counter there. And I obviously needed the counter because that's where we cut the fabric. But it often got cluttered with loads of stuff. So that's the I won't let you. You don't want to listen to me chat on. Now you can see in the corner there the wool, but look behind me where that fabric is, and this is, I say, this is still up on YouTube. Can I scroll through? There we go. Yeah. Now, so there's the window. There's the counter with all the stuff on it. And then look at that. So that was behind the counter. That wool was pretty much not used. And some might say that's prime retail space being not used. I used to have a little telly up there. It looked like a bit of it, like what they have at the dentist or in a school reception. I think I kind of took that from my experience of being in a school, but it looked awfully bare with a little calendar there. Oh, look at that nice Zen chic quilt, though, I did make. And so there's the wool. That pretty much hasn't changed. But then you had the fabric. Where are we? I'm just talking and talking. There's nothing new there. There. And that's the wool, the fabric, which obviously is now gone. And then look at the back. Oh, look how messy that is. Fizz, how messy is that? It's where my sewing machine used to be. You could see the overlocker there. And it just, we'd have classes there, and that's where we would iron. There's a bit of haberdashery. Look, oh my Lord. Oh, I'm... But it's a working shop, isn't it? And look, I even had a whiteboard there. That was because I thought, well, you take your experiences from teaching, leave notes for the ladies. But it just ended up getting with clutter. And yeah, so that's a quick look at what it used to be like. Let's take a look now at what it now actually is. Looking for a new start, for a new start. Looking for a new start. Looking for a new start. Don't wanna be trapped, don't wanna be down. Looking for a new start. Can't you see that I just need to be by myself? I have told you many times now. Yeah, can't you see that I just need to be by myself? I have told you many times now. But somewhere I go and hide, looking for a new start. Yeah, somewhere I go and hide, looking for a new start, for a new start. What do you think? I just love it. I absolutely love it. The space, the openness. It's just, prize time. Right, remember where we were. Wendy, yes, remember that. Right, we're going to come back to that. The lavender and blue wool. Right, that's where we'll come back to. Right, UK people. Right, where's my envelopes? Prize for I don't think you're going to get a prize now, Fizz, because you were giggling at my my messiness. Right, UK prize. So this is a fabric bundle. So if you like fabric and you're in the UK, go for it. If you're not into fabric, then don't comment away. But this one will also be, if there is a commenter for fabric in the UK, then we'll go for live. But it can also be a non-live one on catch-up. So if you're watching this 2 or 3 days later, it will also be a prize for you. So I can give 2 fabric bundles. Now, you if you watch some of our previous Sally Tallies, you know I've still got some fabric left from the shop. 100% patchwork cotton. Lots of top brands. I've even got, because I know you love it. Yeah, I've still got some grunge left, everyone. So if you love your grunge, you might want to be, but it is a UK one because there'll be a fair bit of fabric and that will be a tad too expensive to ship over because yeah, it might be like 2 kilograms worth. So if you like fabric and you're in the UK, you can chat in the live chat, or it can be a catch up and you can write it in the comments below. Here we go. For a fabric bundle, grunge 2. Can you name 2 fabric brands I used to stock in the shop? 2, only 2, don't need any more. You can write 3 or 4 if you know them. But if you want the fabric prize, type it into the comments now. Or if not, if you're watching on catch up, you can, because I know many of you do, and you watch it, you know, as everyone does. We watch YouTube at our own time, don't we? Not always live. So you can write in the comments now. Oh, yes. And you can write the 2 brands that I used to stock fabric wise. You can put it in the chat. And if those 2 brands are the ones, then I will send you a message and then I'll pop them in the post to you. Fabric brands, 2 fabric brands. Gavin, chopped and liver. I'm going to let you into a little secret. I'm going to let you into a little secret, everyone. You know Gavin, him and Teresa have Yarnworks in Hadley. Well, for the last couple of lives, he's always said, can you slip a special magic word into the chat? Well, this time he gave me chopped liver. And I'm like, how on earth am I going to get chopped liver into the show? And I've failed, Gavin. So when I see you tomorrow, because I will come to you after the gym, I will do my what is it? What do you call it? A forfeit. So I'm ready for you. I clearly lost that. Right. So we have James, Macawa and Tula Pink. I sadly didn't have Tula Pink though, James. That was only, I think that was in a charm pack that I had right at the last minute. So I never got to stock it because I think that was when she went from someone to Free Spirit. So sadly, James, you were right though with Macawa. The next one on Fizz's list is Fizz. On your one. Oh, I don't know that. Oh, Deborah, you're close. Oh, Macara. I don't know who Miss is. Oh, hang on. You've written a bit more. Mod. Oh, I don't. Oh, Deborah, help us out. What were you writing? And then you went, right, mods. Ooh. Do you mean Moda, don't you? Yes. Macawa and Moda. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Does that pass, Fizz? Yeah. We got there in the end. So Deborah, McNeil, Macawa, that makes so much sense. Yes, you were trying to write Moda, but knowing autocorrect, it probably went to miss, didn't it? Oh dear. Oh, there we go. Yes. You've got back to about 8 messages there. Bless you. Yes. Yes. And Lewis and Irene. Oh, you were close. You were close, but on Fizz's comment list, Deborah was there. Right, well done. That's prize 4 done. And Fizz, back to the shop. Right, let's go back to those comments there. What were we talking about? Lavender and blue. Thanks, Fizz. Yes, Wendy. Lavender and blue wool. Really pleased with it. And I'm going to do this because I've tried to be clever. Let's see if this works. A side-by-side thing. So you can see there the sign changed. So we had to get rid of yarn, fabric and haberdashery to Home of Lavender and Blue. So the top one, I got Wayne in to paint the sign, repaint it. He also, I don't know whether you can see that, he also repainted the Barbara, what do you call that? A swing sign, because the font used to be white. And I actually thought it'd be better for black from when you're walking down the road. The yellow pops out, but the font was white, but it's now black. So Wayne came in and repainted that and repainted that, which is wonderful. And then as you see, look at the difference there. So as you walk in, you no longer see that wool, and the fabric wool, you see the lavender and blue. Oh, there we go. Pause. Where is it? Oh, I lost it again now. Oh, it jumped. Yeah. So I'm really pleased with that, on how that worked. And then if you see the back there, it's all, that lovely wool, but look, so here we go. So no more messiness there. It's covered up with a glorious patchwork curtain. And two, can you see the other one? Look, we've got rid of the old rubbishy fly, the old fashioned, the fly thing, and another patchwork cotton fabric. And that's got a lovely story to it, because Jen, who used to help me in the shop, can you remember years ago, every Monday she'd be there sweeping the floor, and I'd be cleaning the toilet. And that would be our Monday together. During lockdown, she did loads of improvised log cabins. And then the other one, I got a charm pack and sewed them all together. And then I sewed all the log cabins together and made the curtains. So we've now got a wonderful curtain covering up the stock room. But I went and saw her yesterday, and she said, "Oh, thank God I'm not sweeping the floor anymore because it's so much bigger." But really pleased with it. And I tell you what, from a business point of view, which I'm learning all the time, because I used to be a teacher in 2016. I knew nothing about business. So I've learned an awful lot over the years. I kid you not, that lavender and blue wool has paid for itself within 2 weeks. I couldn't get over it. The customers would look through the window, see that wool, lavender and blue wool, walk in, but because there's no counter there anymore, they literally just strode right to the lavender and blue wool. And it's done brilliantly. So I've obviously now got to dye all year round now. So that's going to be a challenge for me, because I've got to keep it stocked. So that's my sort of plan for the future, developing that. But it's, you hear all those things about retail, don't you? Like Tesco, where to put products on that eye line, that golden line, nothing down there or nothing up there. And you hear these tips on retail, and of course it's all true, because look at them. But I never realised it. It's phenomenal. But the wool and that I've got a nice IKEA unit that Ting didn't want anymore. So Ting still comes over and gets involved, and he was chucking his IKEA unit out, this Kallax. So I've got a black Kallax on that side. So we've got commercial yarn. We've got some little bit of acrylic too. We've got some, then on the other side, Hank's hanging. Absolutely love it. Really, really pleased. And thanks all for your lovely messages too. Yes, did you spot? Some of you spotted the Barbaras there. Glad to see Barbara back. Yes, she's hanging up there several places. Fizz's Barbara. Oh, no, which is there. She did two for me. There's also one at the shop, and a nice little one hanging. It's wonderful. Wendy, you say blue is my favourite colour, so I'd make a beeline to that wall first. It's phenomenal how many people do that. And the woad blue is quite an exquisite blue too. I think it just, yeah. I've just got to get Wayne in again, because that patch at the top is a bit bare. He's got to come in and do his beautiful writing there. So that will be well worth it when he does all his swirls and lavender and blue from flock to shop and so forth. Right, Fizz, I'm talking. Where are we going to? The news. Right, let's have a look at what's popped up in the world of yarn. Yes, so first up is this one here. Not that one, but could start that. Is Wool Month. The Campaign for Wool, great Instagram page at Campaign for Wool or online. Look at this. James, this will be rather topical for you, I think, won't it, as you're up there? He's been finding out his roots because he's got Scottish in him on his dad's side, isn't it? I think. So I think. Are you in your castle? Are you sleeping up there? So Loch Arran of Scotland were the weavers of the new king's tartan. Look at it there. Isn't that fabulous? The King Charles III, which was designed by the Scottish Tartan Authority. Loch Arran of Scotland are the world's leading manufacturer of tartan, and they produce heritage woven fabric using responsibly sourced Scottish wool, registered key historical details into the cloth. And don't they look fabulous there? And next up, if you like a beanie, you're going to love this. Flock wool. And the nice sort of play on the word there. It seems to be the in thing, isn't it? Dropping off letters or dropping off certain, if you know there's something ending in ER, you missed the ye or something. So look at these beanies, wool beanies, starting from South Wales in Cardigan. David, the owner, where he comes from, he's teamed up with Laxton's. Many of you may know they're a big British manufacturer spinning wool and making their own yarn, which they do now, which we may well stock at the shop. I've got a sample of theirs. They do wonderful stuff with Massam. I think Laxton's might be the base for Les Garçons too, for their British Arran base. But Laxton's are huge. So they've teamed up with Laxton's to create Flock. He says after presenting or watching a presentation at regenerative farming and fast fashion, he thought, how could he use natural fibre in a way that could help UK farmers who you probably know often are loss making with sheep because they don't get much money back from the fleece that they sell to the Wool Marketing Board. Sometimes it doesn't even cover shearing. So he wanted to think of ways of doing that, and this is what he's come up with, getting the wool and making beanies out of it. And you can get all sorts. So you can have a look on their Instagram site, or you can have a look at online. They're nice thin beanies. I kind of like those beanies, you know. But they're wool. They're going to keep you warm too. Look at this one. You're going to love this one. Can you remember that? Hands up. Type it in the comments if you can remember this jumper. An amazing jumper. It's very much in fashion history now. The Princess Diana, famous wool, black sheep wool. Now I've got customer Dawn is actually knitting a version of this in felted tweed, which she purchased from a shop, and we need an update on that one, Dawn. And would you believe this jumper went up for auction at the end of September? Does anyone know how much money it went for? Come on, type it in the comments. Have a guess on how much you think this jumper was auctioned for. In New York, what did it get? What are we going to say? James, have you got your glasses on for this? Come on, give us a number. Give us a number. Auctioned at the end of September in New York. How much money? What are we going to guess? What are you going to say, Fizz? What's your guess? Oh, oh, there's no point guessing because I've written it, haven't I? James, I was going to... I was just about to say, to Fizz, oh my word, James is very good. I'm going to have to talk about some other ones. But I've just realised I've written it on the top. So well done, James, for reading. But Wendy, yes, 15,000. No, higher. Dawn says, oh gosh, because you're here, Dawn, aren't you? She's on the second row of the sheep, and I'm very pleased with the felted tweed. I'm trying to remember the colour you went for, Dawn. It was that wonderful new K Facet one, the sulphur, wasn't it? Sulphur, so you've gone for sulphur rather than the red. Was that right? Mrs. Beattie, $3,000. Well, we now know, don't we? Bob, $1 million. Wendy's laughing. Yeah, I think we're all laughing. James, I know. Well, I didn't realise at first. I actually thought, God, because I've got it written down on my notes here. I thought, wow, how did you get that? And then I just suddenly saw it on the screen. Oh, dear. Right, Dawn says sulphur black with a grey sheep. I think that's going to be wonderful. Wonderful. Send me pics for an update. Then get you in the gallery too. And the last one for the news. I feel like bong. We need a news at 10 ITV in between. Knit Pro. Look. They have gone all to paper. It started to come through now. A lot of my stock, when I was getting it updated over the summer, it was still cardboard in a plastic, cellophane thing, which will all be one use only. Chuck it in the bin. But now all the new stock coming through is that cardboard. And it looks so much nicer on the shelf too. Really pleased with that. So exciting. They're all going to 100% recyclable, or as they say, versatile repurposed materials with the cotton. This is really good. Really, really pleased. Right, we're finishing off. I know I'm a bit late, but we're coming up to the end. Where... Did I hear a pattern? Prize time. 5 prizes, 5th year. Oh, that means we've still got 2 to go. Who's going to win something now? Prize number 5. I like this, Fizz. It's really exciting because I have no clue when they're going to appear. A pattern prize. Yes, did I hear a pattern? You did indeed. This is a pattern prize, everyone. So if you're a Ravelry user or you have an email, you can enter. If I don't have your email, we can sort that out later in the comments. So if you want to win a pattern, get your fingers ready on the chat. This is for live chat only, not for catch up. So live chat. Where are we? Where are my questions? Here they are. Get ready. Prize number 5 for a pattern from Ravelry. What are the 5 wool towns of Suffolk? Stuart, that's a hard one. What are the 5 wool towns of Suffolk? Well, 2 should be very easy. So if you want to win a pattern gifted by me on Ravelry or via email, write down. This one's going to take a bit longer because you've got to write 5 wool towns and you've got to know them. Maybe we should do this one for catch up too, Fizz. Okay, so this is 2 prizes. Yeah. This will be, we'll do 2 patterns. I'll treat 1 person for live and then actually 1 person on catch up 2 or 3 days later. Because you might want to go research it. Yes, Bob, you got 1. Fizz has just told me, Valerie, you've won it. Hadley, Lavenham, Clare, Sudbury and Long Melford. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yep. But if you are watching on catch up, well, you can just copy. Oh, there we go. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see, won't it, Fizz? If anyone watches on catch up, they'll just copy it. Absolutely. Margaret, you're having a... Absolutely. Sue, well done. Yes, yeah. Why is that not go on add? There we go. Oh, hey, Everbee. Good to see you. Suffolk has wool towns. I was like, yeah, absolutely. Because we made so much money in the 16th century from the wool merchants in this area, because it's not just Lavenham that was raking in the money. Long Melford, the wool merchants in Long Melford were. Hence why we've got such a huge church of Holy Trinity, massive. Because you've got to remember. Church of England churches then they only had a little steeple. How do you do it? Was that? Here's a church. Here's a steeple. Open the door. And there are all the people. It's only got a little steeple, whereas most churches, whereas Long Melford and St. Peter's and St. Paul's of Lavenham, massive church, massive steeple. So yes, 5 wool towns. And actually, Everbee, it makes a really nice, if you were interested in that, to visit, stay somewhere like Long Melford or Lavenham, and then do little tours, drive to each one. Claire has a beautiful priory. It's a great craft show at Priory too, once a year in the summer. And you can do walks. You can walk from Lavenham to Long Melford. It's wonderful, wonderful. I'm going to try and link that into the thing that I'm going to do next year. Right, where are we, Fizz? Charts. Top 10. Yes, we've got it sorted for you this time. I've definitely copied and pasted the right charts in. So as always, we finished the show with showing you the charts. What is being looked at right now? What is the top 10 on Ravelry most looked at patterns? Where would you like to start, Fizz? Crochet or knitting? Crochet? Crochet. So we're going to show you what everyone is looking at on Ravelry, the top 10 crochet charts, the patterns. Take a look at these. Blistering with the fingers there, Fizz, on the keyboard, putting the patterns in. If you liked any of those, you can obviously click in the YouTube chat. The video is published on our channel after the show as well, so you can see them. Fizz, we have been doing those charts for 42 weeks, every Sunday. That's consistency, isn't it? Brilliant little team. I make the show, the charts each Sunday, and then Fizz then makes all the pattern links, and then I put them in the description every week, 42 weeks. We are working our way to week 51 and then the end, and we're going to start planning a show where we're going to look at the top 10 of the year, of who are the ones that have been in the top 10 of the year, and then try and get some cool interviews. So that will be exciting, because I think we can probably guess who might be in the charts for knitting. Crochet as well, Beba Blanket. They are often number 1 each week. I know nothing about the brand, the company, who it is, who's behind it. So I think it might be a really revealing show. What do we all think of those patterns? Hold that thought. I've taken you 20 minutes over 9 o'clock. there's so much for our... We did do a tech yesterday as well, because I was at... and we went through it all, and it did go well, but clearly I'm talking prize 6, everybody. Prize 6. It's a US prize, right? If you're still watching and you're in the US, this prize is for you. Don't do it. Don't comment if you're in the UK. Basically, Fizz, I've agreed with Fizz, she's going to send some yarn to you. A bundle of yarn. You're in luck. Now, they're saying that. America is huge, so actually, by the time you send it from one side of the States to the other, it should still be cheaper. But Fizz, wonderful producer Fizz, is going to send it to someone in the US. So we try to treat you all as much as possible. I hope you can see that's what we're trying to do. Fully appreciate you spending the time and investing in watching the show. So, fingers on the keyboard, people. Topical. Very topical, this. We're right on trend at the moment. So for the US people, if you're in the US, get on your keyboard now, get your fingers ready, and Fizz will send you this prize. She'll tell me who is first up. Right, question is, what is the actual full-length name of the Wool Festival happening this month? In fact, I think it's next weekend in New York. This is where we need that drone music, don't we, Fizz? That tension music. What is the actual full-length name of the Wool Festival happening this month? And it is a full-length name. Fizz has that full-length name written down. She will only take what is written on her piece of paper. I think we've got a few... Is that what you think? People... Has Bob gone on open new window? What is the name? He's typing it in now. I can hear your keyboard. Oh, look, that's my flap there, my light box. Who have we got in the show from America? We've still got Bob. Is Brady on? I don't think we've got Rob Seattle today. How many Americans have we got on today? Oh, we've got Valerie, haven't we? Oh, Susan, you're still on. Oh, it's a close one. I think Fizz is having to put her higher adjudicator hat on and actually analysing it. Right, let's have a look at this. Who was first up on your list? Bob. What's Bob written? New York State Sheep and Wool. Okay. Next on your list? Okay. Is that... Okay. Technically not right with that one. Still needs a little bit more. So we'll keep it going. If people want to rewrite Bob and Visit with Nan and Papa, technically not quite right yet. I can't get my teeth. Who's next? Is it Bob with rewritten? What have you rewritten, Bob? New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. Which one are you going for, Fizz? Bob, you have got it. Yes. Yeah, you had the word festival. Oh, Valerie, you're kicking yourself, aren't you? You nearly had it. Yes, it's New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. That's what Fizz has got written on her piece of paper. Actually, yes, and this is interesting to talk about. Often called Rhinebeck, but going also to Woolen Folk and going to Cake Palooza and Indian Tangled. Now, is this because... So, everyone, people often call the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival Rhinebeck. Most people will know it as Rhinebeck. You know how things go. Language changes. You can't really say that. It's a bit of a mouthful, so you just say, I'm going to Rhinebeck. But I think Rhinebeck, is that right, Valerie? Rhinebeck is now so big, you have these precursors to it. Is that right? Am I right in saying that? Woolen Folk, is that a couple of days before? Oh, are they? Ah, so Fizz just told me they're all the vendors that didn't get in. I get you. So they then go, what, on the outskirts of Rhinebeck? Oh, right, day before. Ah, get you. Yeah. Uh, I I think it's one of those things you've got to go to really and experience. But I can understand that's why everyone then, why other people have sort of jumped on that and had a village nearby and then have their festival 2 or 3 days before. That must make it difficult. I suppose. But then if you didn't get into Rhinebeck, you might go to something else, mightn't you? There we are. So we've got that one, Fizz, the US prize. Bob. Was it Bob? Yeah. Congratulations. What do you say there? It's not that it's so huge. It's that New York sheep and wool adds almost no. Ah, right. Yeah. Yeah. So then if you've been 1 year, it's the same vendors, so it doesn't change. Okay. Right. We were doing the charts, weren't we? Knitting. Yeah. This is the top 10 knitting charts of what everyone's looking on Ravelry right now. I bet you could probably guess what's still number one, but is the ranunculus still there? Who thinks the ranunculus is? Think yes or no. Let's take a look. Yep, the MCAL is still number one. Not surprising. It has a huge following, so people are going to be looking at that pattern. But I fell in love with Blood Moon. Anyone else like that in the chat? Well, if you... Is it? Right, Fizz says she loves it and has just told me it's a free download right now. Get it. Can I just... A very easy knit, just garter stitch. Hey? Fizz is making it next. You've got 3 yarns already picked out. Wow. On trend. See, everyone's obviously looking at it. It's funny how things like work out like that. It is, absolutely. Yeah. And really gorgeous, very much so. I don't know much about Lisa. Is it Lisa Much? Was that her name? Just writing it down. Do you know what would be nice in the show is to get like when we had John on as an interview, because I've got this special feature on this program here, like we do the Unpicked show. It's the same software I use where Ting dials in. Wouldn't it be nice to get some pattern designers on direct and just talk to them about how they thought about it, the color inspiration or the design? That would be nice, wouldn't it? I'm expecting an answer from you, but clearly Fizz, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, would be. You would only need to be like a 10-minute conversation. That could be another one of our little sections, couldn't it? this rate, we're going to have an hour and a half show, aren't we? Visit Nana Papa says, need to trade a sweater for a shawl with fizz. Yeah, and it seems... prize time. It seems very 80s in style. Last prize of the night. Prize 7. Finish off. Thank you for bearing with. And it's normally only an hour show. We're now half an hour over. But we are about to finish. Prize 7... a UK prize. We're finishing off with a UK prize. This is a lovely prize, actually. This is more yarn. And again, topical. Let's do it with this. I know it's purple. Let's get rid of that. Who watches the Bakery Bears? This is their own yarn. And it's... Look at that. Isn't that a delightful? 75% superwash merino and nylon and silver stella. Dyed by them. I've watched several of... Oh, look at that. Oh, that purple there. Oh, and that teal. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Come back to me. They're on YouTube too. They're big on YouTube. They have their own show. They do long shows, all edited and all swish and fancy. I've watched several of theirs. They do other things as well, so I don't always watch them because they do baking and things. But they are big in the wool YouTube world. So if you want to win this hank, people in the UK, I don't know why I'm ducking. Oh, Gav, you're still about. You should have Fizz on the show next time. No, see, that's the secret. Fizz is just in the ear. That's where she'll always be. Producer, she likes to be behind the scenes, don't you, Fizz? Yeah. You could come on, Gav. You could then try and say chopped liver. I hope you got some nice donuts and treats for us tomorrow. Look, stop. I'm talking. Look, we need to finish the show. Right, UK prize. Yarn from the Bakery Bears, another YouTuber. So it's all topical. All supports them. This is a lovely one. How many have you got in there? 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got 5 mini hanks. 5 at 80 metres, 20 grams each. Oh, if you're a fan of Harry Potter, the colourway is the Prisoner of Azkaban. That might do it. Right, fingers on your butt keyboards. Or on your imaginary keyboard if you're on your iPhone. Oh, this one's a really easy one. What a way to finish the show. What's the name of the plant I use to crochet... Crochet? I'm tired. What's the name of the plant I use to create lavender blue? And let's be, really just chuck it all in. If you can get the Latin name as well, I'll chuck in some more yarn. So there's 2 prizes. 2 prizes or 2 to the same person. What's the name of the plant I use to create lavender blue? Right, Fizz. Oh. Who's first up? Right, Lois, you've won. Woad it is. If you want to write... If you know the... If you know the Latin version, I'll do another prize to a different person. Nice try, Gav. Nice try. Oh, you see, it's autocorrect. It's a nightmare. I know what you meant, Wendy. Isn't that interesting? So who did you have up on... Who did you have up on your Lois first? See, that's interesting. I had James. Sorry to tell you that, James. You would have been first if it was on my screen. Great, Everbee. Yes, it is Woad. Yeah, absolutely right. Thanks, Fizz. Bob, you can't have it because you're in the US. You should be typing. Wonderful, Everbee. Yes, I can send you some. Do you want some? Actually, Everbee, do you want some fabric, or do you like yarn as well? I can send you some fabric if you don't want. Just say in the chat, Everbee, if you want fabric. Or you're happy with some yarn. I don't know what yarn it is. I'll dig around in my and give you something wonderful. Oh dear, lovely. Do you know, I could happily keep talking to you for another hour. I'm just feeling in that mood, you know. But we've all got things to do. It's Sunday night, and we need to prep for bed, don't we? As we start a new week. Well, there we go, everyone. What a show. Fizz, have you got all those winners written down? She does indeed. Wonderful. Well done if you won. I'm happy to treat you because you keep coming back every month and more, because we do sometimes release videos throughout the month. The tutorial for the Scandi Advent Calendar went up last month, and I know some of you are making it. Actually, Everbee, have you finished it? Everbee was making this Scandi Advent Calendar. I know we're not doing the Strictly show, but Ting and I might do a show mid-season and just have a look at. But we really, really value you taking your time out to come and sit with us. It's a great little community. It's lovely seeing same faces and new faces. And actually, I just saw Margaret as well. Hey, Margaret. I often send things to Margaret over the post. She rings up and we have a good old chat, and she buys from the shop. Lovely to see you. Great having you watching. Yes, and you could see the community growing. You could see the shop growing. I am so happy in my new shop, and with the focus on wool and yarn and fibre. I still sew. I've still got my sewing machine here. Still have my time sewing, and I will be making a shirt soon. Always a shirt. As I team up with Carol again and do stuff on with Carol. Let's just finish off. Bob, thanks, Valerie. Yes, I shall see you tomorrow. Cav, I won't say what his secret name is. Margaret, congratulations on the new shop. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you for everyone who keeps coming back. Walter, cheers, Walter. Lovely to see you. Congratulations on the show. You made it live, you did. I know we're just about to finish, but it doesn't matter. Lovely to have you. It's lovely to have your company. So many. Bertie and Bobbit. Hey, Jill. Glad you ran over, or I'd have missed it all. You might have missed my little grunge bit. If you go back and watch on catch up, that was a question for the comments below in 2 days' time, because sometimes you watch 2 days later, so you might even get a fabric prize. Lovely to see you. Oh, so many. Oh, this is a new one too. Who's Wombat of Doom 53 just got here in time for you to sign off. Good grief. Oh, thanks from Georgia. Oh, wonderful. See, isn't that great? Yes, really pleased with it. It's a 5-year lease, so I've done one, and I'm at year 7, so I'm now approaching halfway. You do have a get out clause after 3, but we're going for the full 5. So another 3 years, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's correct, of the Woolpatch. That's 3 years of seeing you every month on a Sunday here. Well, unless we grow and we have more shows, but I think once a month might be enough. Thank you very much for your company. Thanks, Fizz, for doing all the wonderful things. Couldn't do it without you. And well done, all you prize winners too. I'm in the shop Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll ship them out as and when. Thank you very much, and see you for the next month, which I think might be a Tube Dudes special. I've seen some notes coming through that might be a planned one. I don't know where it falls on our one, so whether it's a normal show or a Woolpatch show, we'll see. You might even get 2 in November. Oh my word! And November marks our anniversary of doing live as well. That means more prizes. Oh my word, Fizz! Can you contain yourself? No. We need to get a beer now then. Night, everyone, and see you next month. Cheers. Ta-ra.